What's going on, guys? It's Blaine with BounceWave. We're here at one of our bigger school setups we do every year through our rental company. And I wanted to go over really quick a how-to video on how we set up our giant two-piece slides. This is a 28-foot two-piece dual-lane water slide. One of the first things we look for when we're setting these slides up is level ground. If your ground's not level and you have your two pieces connecting, your slip and slide and your slide, it can cause a lot of problems with the transition, whether that's problem with speed getting down to the end, water bottling up there in the center. So finding as flat a surface as possible is the way you want to go. And really quick, for us, we don't have power on this side of the lawn we're setting up on, so we're going to connect to a generator here. This is a 7,000 watt Predator generator, maximum 8,750 watt. There's loads of manufacturers out there for generators. You just want to make sure whatever one you buy can handle 3-4 blowers pulling amps from it at all times. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I've got a couple of our drivers from our rental side here that do this weekend after weekend, and they're going to go ahead and start setting up this two-piece 28-footer monster. I'm going to go kind of like narrate as they're setting it up. So go ahead, guys. One thing with this 28-foot slide is this is a really old design for us. It's a design we'll still make, but we kind of retired. It's just an older, kind of outdated design we did. So if you look at it once it's blown up and wonder what slide it is, we call it the Rocky Falls. Again, this is probably a 4 to 5-year-old slide. So what they're going to do is start opening up the slide once they've rolled it. And you'll notice they're doing the big part first, the slide portion first. And Zach, before he folded each side out, and Bill, they checked to make sure the flaps on the bottom of the slide were closed, because if that's left open, it's not going to blow up firm at all, because the air is going to be running out the back. And so what they're doing now is checking the zippers. BounceWave, we pride ourselves in our zippers. We offer ample zippers on all of our slides. That way the slide has the ability to deflate fast, get you in and out of the yard super quick. So they're checking the zippers on the stabilizer pads, the zippers on the back of the slide. One of the zippers is up super high, so you want to make sure that's closed before you start blowing up the slide. So that's what they're doing. They're going through, closing up the zippers. All of our slides come with 2 blower tubes. The reason for that is, unless it's a slide that needs 2 blowers, is it offers you a straight tube and a 90-degree tube. The 90 degree is so if you're pinned up against a fence or a wall or something of that sort, to where you can't use the straight tube, you have the 90-degree tube option to choose from to make sure you can fit. Blowers have been connected to the blower outlets and turned on. And what they're going to do is, generally a 28-foot slide of this size, generally 3 people is your comfortable team to set a 28-footer up. Zach and Bill, the one in the bandana there and the one in the hat, do this all the time on their own. But during the summer when we're really busy, he'll take a third helper, and so he'll take advantage of that here. So what they're going to do is help guide the slide up straight, and by grabbing the lanyards there, just kind of following it as it's going to blow up, kind of keeping it straight. While Zach has Bill doing that, he's going to come over here and start rolling out the slip and slide here. So the reason he does the big part first is that way the slip and slide, which is smaller, easier to move, he can move and adjust and line that up to line up with the 2 lanes of the slide as he needs to, rather than trying to move the big part. So big slide first, and then he's going to roll out his second slide. You see he's not totally focused on it lining up right now. He's just going to get it opened up. And this is a slide we've got to clean here on site. It just came from a job this morning that we picked up at, and so we'll clean it up here on site if it looks a little bit dirty. But he's again doing the same thing. He's checking the zippers, checking the bottom flaps, making sure they're closed, going around, and then he's going to just kind of open everything up, and then they're going to get the blower, BounceWave blower over there hooked up to the side tube, which is always going to be, if you're facing the slide on the right side, your tube's going to be on the side the stairs are not on. And that's going to be a little bent tube, and that's where your blower for your slip and slide is going to go. So 2-piece slide does not run off of blowers from the back of the slide. It does take its own blower on the slip and slide portion. They just rolled out the pool there. They're going to get the zipper closed on the pool. Okay, now, so you can see the slip and slide and the slide obviously aren't lined up the slip and slide part's crooked. So before they move it, what they'll do is they'll blow it up because it makes it a lot easier to move. Any inflatable that's blown up is easier to move than when it's on the ground and you have to drag it. So what they'll do is they have their back piece centered, set up how they want it. We may have to push this back piece back a little more just because we're tight for room in the front, but we'll go ahead and get the slip and slide part pushed together with the big slide to get ready to start our connections. Yeah, okay, so now we've got the slip and slide pushed up against the slide, and it's just going to line it up to be exact to make sure the slip and slide's not turned crooked of the big slide here. So he's just lining up down there, checking to make sure it's straight. That way they can go ahead and start their connections and the slides completely even going down both lanes. Watch the process on how they're going to connect here. Super simple connection points for us with our alligator system. Best Velcro out there. They're going to start at the base of each slide lane after they get the centers connected. So the centers have two sides to it. They're going to go ahead and connect those. Work on the bottom where we use incredible Velcro, super, super strong, super, super durable Velcro. And the reason that our Velcro flaps are so long is kind of helps with a seamless transition there. So we try to alleviate the dip between the two connection points. So connect those, come up to the top once that's connected, and pull your middle liner together once you get your other side. Each side here has connection points as well. And then they're going to come to the top liner there, line it up on the sides, and then stick it there in the center with the Velcro. Make sure it's all clean and even. And there you have your connection. Super, super smooth transition there. And then he's going to come to the bottoms. Each side on the bottom also has connection points. And he's going to connect there. And that'll complete your connection. It look like, again, it should be a seamless transition from the slide to the slip and slide there. The next thing we're going to do when we're setting up our two-piece slide is tarp it. So we have hybrid tarps here, which is what you see built specifically for hybrids, but we also use them for our two-piece water slides. We'll connect two together. They are 6x20. Awesome, awesome tarps to have. The quality of them is unmatched. Super thick commercial grade vinyl. Super easy to clean off. They just picked this tarp up at another job. Obviously, they're going to clean it here on the spot. They'll take a water hose and a brush and get the tarp super nice and clean and get it connected. We have a full video on how we set up our hybrid tarps with a two-piece water slide on YouTube. I'll attach the link to the description of the video, and you can watch there how we fully connect the two tarps, stake them down and everything on a two-piece unit. You need one hose that comes off your spigot and is going to connect via a two-way splitter to the hose that feeds your slip and slide and the hose that feeds your big slide. So on these, we use the same hose system as we do on any of our other slides. We take a garden hose, we take a drill bit, and we drill about every inch or so just over where the lanes are on the slide. That's the most bulletproof way we found, better than a soaker hose that gets clogged. Super good way to do it. Keeps the water flow good. Never get complaints in terms of water pressure or the water just trickling down. So you'll see here we have our splitter running up to the slide. And then we have our splitter here for the slip and slide. We use the same kind of hose for the slip and slide. We'll drill a little bit differently on our slip and slides. We'll do them a little bit closer together and almost kind of zigzag to where it's kind of going to shoot down both lanes of the slide. And that's the best way to do it there to make sure you get ample water on your slide. Our slides all come with the Velcro loops. Make it a seamless, nice, tight mount for your hose across the slide. And it's going to be the same thing for the top of the water slide there as well. And then what we'll do is take our main hose that's connected to the spigot here, and you'll see we have a lot of slides here set up. So we had to get four-way splitters on these spigots to be able to separate out the hoses we're using. Always good to have those in the truck with you, two-way, four ways, in case you get into a position to where you only have one spigot and you need multiple hoses. But we'll take one regular garden hose, we'll drag it down, and we'll just connect it to the end of our splitter here and turn it on, and that's going to feed the water for both the slip and slide and the big part of the slide. So for tarping, we briefly touched up on the hybrid tarps here, which is almost like a runway from the exit of the pool down to the stairs. What our drivers will also do is they'll lift up the pool a bit and they'll run a normal square tarp under the pool and out, just to give that extra layer of protection of coverage over the grass, trying to make it a little bit cleaner, a little bit more seamless in terms of getting off the slide and having that coverage everywhere rather than just a little runway. So what you can do is just lift the pool up when it's not filled. Super easy to do with two people. Slide your tarp under there, stake it down, and it's a smooth transition from this tarp to the next tarp to the next tarp without any issues. Wanted to touch up on this stake point really quick here. You'll notice obviously you have your stake point and your tarp under it. How are you going to stake there? What we'll do is we'll sometimes either just put a water bag or a sandbag there, or because BounceWave puts plenty of stake points on all of our slides, more than the ASTM standards call for, you could also just kind of tuck this stake point under, and the weight of the pool, because of our large pools, the weight of the pool is going to keep this portion of the slide, this pool section of the slide, weighted down plenty. It's not going to go anywhere. But if you're one that likes to hit up all the stake points, make sure they're all taken care of, a water bag or sandbag is perfect for that.